Okay, well, today I'm putting my new front tire on, and I'm going to show how to properly put a Bell Thorn strip in your tire for people that struggle with it. Because if you don't know how to do it the right way, it's an extreme pain in the butt to get it in there. I'm also going to probably do a brake adjustment. I'm going to have the front wheel off, so I might as well. If I do the back wheel too. My front wheel does not have a quick disconnect point on it, so it's a bit more of a pain to change the tire or fix a flat. Not that big a deal though. Trying to keep my beard out of the, what's left of my beard out of the camera here. And there's my wire cutters. It's off of there. I usually keep this one pretty loose. I only need to put like one down here, and I just kind of tuck this back behind here, and it's got some slack in it, and it doesn't really swing out or get snagged on anything, so. All we need those. Just check my spokes. I don't have any broken spokes. So that's a good thing. That's all I should need. Oh, wait. Tire poles. Zip ties. Oh, shit. Zip ties are falling out of the bag. Oh, my God. Crap. My zip ties are everywhere. That's awesome. Pretty sure my beard is getting away with the camera. Sorry about that. Now, if you see in this front wheel, I had to use washers as spacers because this wheel is meant for the front wheel that comes on this bike, which is a 20 by 3 inch size wide tire, and so it's a wider hub. But this works. The washer thing works okay. See, it's crazy. This tire has got so much like side tread on it, but the middle of it's just gone almost. I'll hang on to it and use it as a spare tire. But, yeah. I need grip on these roads out here, man. San Bernardino's got some pretty rough roads. And my valve stem cap doesn't want to come off. What the hell? Going the wrong way. Why aren't you coming off, buddy? What the fuck? Oh, I was turning it the wrong way. Oops. New mistake. Check my brakes before I pull this off of here. See what I need to do. That is not helping like I thought it would. Wait, there we go. The inside one seems to be okay. This is the outside one. I need to adjust. Okay. Well. It is humid out here. It's like 70 degrees in my garage. It's cloudy and gloomy, but really humid. I'm starting to sweat. Okay, bike, quit trying to fall over. Shit. Oh, apparently I bumped my camera off when I was trying to keep my bike from falling over. So what I do is we have this two-step stepping stool, and I just stick it behind the rear wheel, and it keeps it from falling over because there's a lot of weight back there, which is weird because I think the thickest part of the bike is up front. It's got 2 batteries up front. All my tools are out of the bag. Only thing in the black bag now is just my spare tubes. So I'm trying to figure out why it still keeps trying to fall over. Anyways, these pumps, I love these pumps. These pumps are great. They take a little bit longer to pump your tire up, but it's a lot less difficult than trying to pump it up with a hand pump on the side of the road when you're already tired from riding around. Find my valve stem. Uh-oh. Something just popped loose. Oh, shit. What was that? Okay, nothing popped loose. I don't know what that was. Oh, wait, yeah, something did pop loose. Oh, crap. Did my fucking... Dude. My harness broke. I just bought this damn thing. How did that happen? Oh, come on, man. Son of a bitch. Fuck. I'll be back. I gotta fix... Okay, well, my mic strap didn't break. There's apparently a little slit in the part where the strap is attached to, and that's how they got the strap on there. So at least it didn't break that. That's good. That would have sucked. Anyways. It's a little difficult to use tire pulls on this wheel. Kind of got to do it from a certain angle. It'll stay on there. Usually this tire just come right off of this thing. I don't know why I don't think I got enough air out of the tube. One thing I like about disc brakes with hub motors, it's a lot easier to determine. If you take the wheel off sometimes with V-brakes, you'll forget what direction the motor's supposed to be on there in. Because a lot of the older motors didn't come with arrows or anything on them. You'd be like, oh wait, how did I have that on there? And you end up putting it on backwards. But with disc brakes, you automatically know what direction the wheel goes, because disc obviously goes on the disc brake caliper side. Shit, this is not wanting to come off of here. There we go. Dang it, man, come on. Making me look bad, tire. There we go. Oh, I may have lucked out. Looks like my thorn strip is still stuck to my tube. So, I was going to show how to put it in there, but if it's stuck to the tire tube, I'm definitely not going to peel it off of there, because it is a pain. Basically what you do with these thorn strips, I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of clear. If you're changing between tires, you need to roll it back up as tight as you can. And the best way to do it is to set the tire on its side on top of something. I was going to put it on top of my trash cans over there. And then you unroll the strip sideways. And that way it doesn't keep trying to re-roll itself back up. And you don't unroll it the way you rolled it up. You roll it basically like opposite to how you don't unfurl it the way you furled it. You flip it over and then unfurl it opposite, so that it like when it tries to contract, it can't, because the tire is keeping it from contracting. And what you want to do is have your tube handy if it's out, have enough air in it to where you can stick it in the tire right away, to where it's formed like it is right now. So that way it also keeps the strip from moving when you go to put the tire back on the rim, because you're going to eventually have to flip the tire back over. Yeah. So there's that. I think I need a little more air out of this thing now. Yeah, but you see the storm strip's like so thin. Let me get some hardy stickers. I don't know why they don't make them big enough to cover the sidewall. I never understood that. It doesn't make any sense. It's not going to pinch it. I don't get it. Give me your tire. See, this is the tire I'm replacing, the new tire, and it doesn't seem any different than the other tire. And it's the same thickness. It's the same tire quality. I don't understand why they're saying one's flat defense and one's not flat defense. It literally feels exactly the same and has the exact same weight. So I'm like really confused. This tire itself doesn't have like a designated direction for the tread pattern. It's universal. You can put it on any way you want, and it's perfectly fine. So you don't have to worry about putting it the opposite direction. So when you flip the bike over, it's facing the right direction. This tire, you don't have to worry about that, which is handy. And I wrapped that. Interesting. All right, where are you, valve hole? One thing I like to do, which I never see anybody doing, is I always stick the valve through first. And it wants to go in. It doesn't seem to want to go in. Then I get the cap, if I can find it. There it is. And I put the cap on during the tire installation process, so that way I don't have to worry about the valve slipping back up in the rim, which can actually happen. It's really annoying, and it's not really. There we go. Okay, weird. All right. Yeah. And this, of course, this mag rim is very heavy compared to like a hub motor with spokes, but I prefer hubs built in the mags. They should be building all these hub motors into mag rims. I don't know why they keep putting them in spoked rims. Because you don't break mags, especially one like this is like as many tines as it has in it. It's not gonna break. This thing's like a freaking industrial strength, man. And now we're on. So now, yeah, it looks like my inside brake pad. I don't know if you can see it. I should have turned the light on, but the inside brake pad seems to be close enough to the rim or the disc. Even the outside one seems kind of close. So I'm still gonna do a little bit of cable adjustment on it, because I did have it tensioned with the tensioner that's up by the handbrake, which you can do on mechanical disc brakes to a point. You don't want to overdo it because you'll end up bending the disc eventually, but for a while you can adjust it. That way it's similar to how you adjust V-brakes that are mechanical. But don't overdo it and don't do it too long, because like I said, you'll end up warping your disc, and then that sucks. And then your disc will constantly rub when you do go to readjust it right. So, anyways, quit trying to fall over, bike. Cut it out, bro. Okay. Let's see. It's going that way, but I need to make sure I don't have. Stop it. Really? Fucking piece of shit. Okay, there we go. It's being unruly, and I don't. Would you fucking stop trying to fall over, man? Come on. Son of a bitch. Why am I struggling so much with this? Okay, got it in there. Dang it. That sucked. Are we in there right? There we go. And since I have the washers or spacers in here, I have to tighten each nut down a little bit at a time. Otherwise, it'll cause the axle to slip at an angle, which is no bueno. So, until I get to a point when it's time to just basically torque it down. Stand up. Let's go ahead and Allen wrenches out. Son of a bitch. What I did off camera was the handlebar adjustments. I let the cable out all the way. One thing you also may know or need to know with mechanical disc brakes, you really need to torque this bolt down, because if you have to stop really hard sometimes, if you don't have this torqued down enough and you think you do, the cable will slip on you. It really sucks when you're doing that, stopping at an intersection, all of a sudden you're not stopping anymore. It's not fun. And unlike hydraulic disc brakes, you want to set these up like V brakes. You want there to be very little movement between the pad and the discs, because you have to use more pressure to stop. It's not a hydraulic brake. Also, I'm assuming people can see that this valve is very, very close to this mag, so threading this hose on there is extremely difficult if you have it attached to the pump. But what I do is I thread the hose on without the pump. When it's flat, I don't care, I'll just thread it on there all the way. But if I'm just adding air to top off the pressure, I'll thread it to just about where it's going to start letting air out, and then I'll stop, and then I thread the pump onto the hose. This is a pain in the butt. It's the only thing I don't agree about this rim is this valve should be closer to the other. It should be like over here more, or like more center. I don't know why they installed it so close to the to this. It's really annoying. And the max PSI on this tire is 35, but I always fill it to 37, because when you go to take the hose off and you unthread it, it takes a little bit to get it off there, and some air tends to come back out. So that way I make sure I get the max PSI in there. Like I said, I'm a big guy, so I need to have the max PSI. I can't run my tires lower for comfort, because they'll just roll the tire off the rim. So, for now, I'm going to shut the camera off while this is pumping up, because this is going to be really annoying. Okay, now I'm going to adjust the rear brakes. I thought I was going to be able to do it with just the cable side, but it looks like the inside pad is kind of far away from the discs. So this is a little bit more complicated, because I got to take off the basically the built-in torque arms that come with the electric. All right. Basically, all I'm going to do is take this off, then loosen up the nuts, and then just pull the axle up so that I can get the disc up, or get the hub away from the bolt, so I can tighten the bolt. Not really tighten, it's more like just move the pad with using the bolt. I guess it's a more appropriate term or description. But for some reason, sometimes this wheel, I don't know, it like gets kind of stuck in the dropouts, and I have to use a pair of vice grips to very carefully clamp onto the axle to get more leverage, and I can pull it off or pull it up. I don't want to pull it all the way out, because sometimes it is difficult to get the disc to sit back between the pads on this thing. Make sure this is tight enough. Don't want any slack. People may have noticed that I have a butt splice on the cable here, because the one that came with it, the little cap just kind of popped off one day. I've done this before. It's just a little cable hack. If you happen to have butt splicers and some crimpers, they work just as well as those caps, so you don't end up poking the shit out of your finger or getting frayed wires back here. And these actually felt a little bit looser than they should have been. Yep, I'm going to have to use the vice grips to get this off of here. Or at least move it. Wrong way. Let's see if that's enough. Nope, that is not enough. That's too much. Okay, cool. Shit. Alright, get that out of the way. What bolt do I need? I think it's this one. I don't know why this is always such a pain in the butt to get back in here. It's only one axle popped out, so only the one axle should need to pop back in. But they don't want to move. There it goes. There she blows. But see, as you can see, it's not like going in all the way. It's really annoying. I don't know why it does this. It's not hitting the disc at all. So I don't know what's in the way. There it goes. Yay. And she's barely rubbing the inside pad, which I don't mind. I'd rather have it rubbing a little bit than have it not be close enough. As long as it doesn't impede the motion of the wheel, it's not a big deal. I don't know why I always do that. Try to finger thread it back in when it's so much easier just to stick it on the wrench. Luckily my rear tire's got a lot of knobby left on it, so I got at least a couple more months of use on it, because they run about upwards of $30 to replace these. Granted, Electric sells a set of these for like $50, which is not bad. It's like $25 each. And the thing is, I only need one tire at a time though. So I'd love to one of these days get one of my other spare hub motors built into the front wheel that came with the bike. That way I could have a matching set of wheels on here. More stability, better off-road capability. If I want to start riding off-road again, which I do, because I miss riding out in the dirt so freaking much. Oh, I'm going to have to change this out soon. This is getting all stripped out. That's freaking awesome. Damn it. But I have lots of spare parts. I don't really tend to throw anything away when it comes to bikes. And it's really come in handy over the years when I need something and I don't have it on hand, or like if I'm like, oh crap, I need this part, and I go look at all my spare parts and go, hey, great, I got that spare part. Even though I don't really have to on this part, I still kind of do the same thing. I do like the nuts until they're at the point where they need to be torqued down, and then I torque them down. Like, go back and forth on them. The rear ones, of course, are much easier to do because they're lower on the frame as opposed to the front fork where it's higher up, or the spacing is different. So I can totally sit down and do this. I used to be able to just stand up and work on bikes, but I can't now. I get out of breath so easily. I need to balance more. Now I need to adjust. I could probably move that over a little bit more. That's alright though. It is hitting it, so. Funny thing is about this disc when I got it, like, it doesn't, it's supposed to reach like to the top of the pad, but it doesn't. It's the one that came with the bike. It doesn't reach the top of the pad, so it always cuts a groove for the pad, and there's like a top of the pad that's not actually being used. I don't know what that's all about, but it still works. It's just, I'd rather have all that braking power at my disposal. My rim looks a little not so great. That might be an optical illusion, though. Oh, that's a little needed. I'm gonna have to take this to a bike shop one of these days and have them straighten the wheel more. Pop it in a stand if they have one wide enough. They should, because a lot of the bike shops around here sell e-bikes now, and I'm assuming that they service their wheels, the hub motors, so they would actually have to have invested in wider truing stands. So let's get back to my brakes. And still not going to fall. Okay, good. When I say around here, the only bike shops close to me that are any good are Redlands Cyclery and Don's. One's in Redlands and one's in Rialto, so I really need a bike shop around here. It'd be freaking awesome. Even if it was like on the north end over up by Cal State. Somewhere over there. Somewhere closer than Redlands or Rialto. Because, yeah, sure, I could get there, but then usually they want you to drop your bike off to get it worked on, so then I'm like stuck like, okay, now what am I supposed to do? Usually my mom would give me a lift down there, but her car is not usable right now. She's getting work done on it. She had a minor fender bender a couple weeks ago, and the auto shop, for some strange reason, said they needed to hold on to her car until they got the parts to fix it, even though it's still drivable and she still could be using it. I don't understand why they deemed it necessary for the car to be there to wait for the parts for 2 weeks. It doesn't make any sense. I'm so confused. as to why the car has to be there. I mean, they know what parts, they've already ordered the parts for it, so why do they need the car until it's ready to be fixed? Anyways, well, that's it for this video, I guess. I'm gonna have to go figure out how to splice all this together since I had to keep starting and stopping. But yeah, it's pretty easy to do. Alright, I'm gonna probably try to go for a ride in a little while, and I'll upload that as well. Later.